Hey everyone, welcome back to the sunny side, where we have weekly love horoscopes that arrive for the Echo newspapers and good old Supernatural, Kamloops, BC. We have hypnosis-style meditations to help you mend broken hearts and find true love. And there's some fun waking hypnosis and NLP tips and tricks you can use in your daily life. And finally, well, there's a bunch of other stuff, but finally, there's a bunch of fun astrology videos just like this one. Anyways, and today I'm going to tell you guys how to seduce a Taurus by popular demand. Hi everyone, I'm Sunny. Alright, first things first, let's get right down to it. Let's say it's a beautiful day, okay? And nothing too stressful, not too much to do. So you head down to the flea market or farmer's market or one of those like artsy, artisan kinds of places. You know, they're in every city. In Vancouver here we have Lonsdale Quay or Granville Island, and Toronto used to be Harbourfront, and Montreal is all over the place. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. There might, be a used bookstore or one-of-a-kind jewelry and craft things. Anyways, these kinds of places have valuable and sentimental crafts. You know, things that you can touch. And again, there's value here. Real monetary and sentimental value. Things are unique, you know, there's effort and emotions have gone into every single thing here. It's personal, you know, it's a bit raw, and it naturally attracts a certain kind of person. So, you're taking things easy, you know, you're strolling through the aisles when you see the curviest, prettiest, you know, most beautiful person you've ever seen. And they're just standing there, you know, just standing there looking at the crafts. And it doesn't matter if they're a guy or a girl, but they'll either be curvy or a little muscly. And they'll probably be touching whatever they're looking at. Alright, anyways. There's something about the way they're standing there, you know? They're sturdy, they're stable, and they're strong. And they have this kind of natural glow and a beautifully shy kind of smile. And for whatever reason, you're attracted. So, you move a little closer. Okay, and when you do, you'll immediately notice that they smell really nice. And they might even be quietly singing to themselves. If they're all alone and they're by themselves and they're feeling pretty good, they're in a good mood, then they might be singing to themselves. Now, they may or may not have noticed you yet, and it doesn't really matter because they turn around, you know, or they move a little sideways, and they accidentally bump a table and knock some of the crafts on the floor. Alright? Here we go. Because that's your action, player, you know? Taurus is a little clumsy and they bump into things. And whether you realize it or not, your game is on. But before we get to your move, let's have a closer look at what we're dealing with here. Taurus is a fixed earth sign, and that means calm, slow, you know, sensual, cautious, incredibly stubborn, and strong. You know, that's the good stuff. They don't like rushing, you know, they don't like people who are flaky, and they don't like people who lack authenticity. Taurus is one of our most honest and simply beautiful signs, inside and out. They're also ruled by Venus, so Taurus has a grace, beauty, and simplicity not found in any other sign. And believe it or not, seeing all of this on display, you know, while they're just looking at trinkets, well, it's what attracted you in the first place. So, respect it and cherish it. But, there's more. But, don't be a softy wuss, okay? Taurus is strong and they're looking for someone who's strong as well. Anyways, all of this is fine and dandy, and if you play your cards right, you could easily end up in the friend zone. So, but that's not why we're here today. So let's get back to the story and see if we can help your game a little bit. Okay, so they just bump some of the crafts onto the floor, and you swoop in to help pick everything up. The very first thing you do, right, is ask if they are okay. We're going to use push-pull on Taurus today. They'll say yes, of course. Then you immediately tease them about being clumsy. This will shake them up a little. And the teasing will make them feel young and fun. And believe it or not, it will begin to remove some of the instinctual barriers that, we all have up, as we're cruising around. It's slick and it works. Don't go overboard, right? Always calibrate your statements. Remember, the ABCs of seduction. Always be calibrating. You don't want to walk up and insult someone, right? You want to walk up and tease them, while at the same time being genuinely concerned. All right. If your first impression was a hit, and you'll know because, all right, video, let's take a timeout, video timeout here. I'll explain something. And I get this question a lot, and it's super important, especially with Taurus. How do you know your game is on? All right, because Taurus, is kind of slow sometimes, right? And they don't necessarily look like they're getting excited or that they're even into you, right? So how do you know your game is actually on? And that's a lot easier than you think. It really is. Here's the answer. It's obvious. Don't get upset at this one. It's because your target is still standing there talking to you, okay? And hasn't walked away yet. I know it's obvious, but if they're not behaving as you expect, and Taurus will not be behaving as you expect, then you might get confused, right? Just saying anyways, it's kind of important. So, you guys have cleaned up the little mess. Now it's time to leave, all right? But it has to be, okay, so now it's time to leave, okay? Yes, leave. You have to bounce right away. But it has to be natural and organic. If you stay there with your Taurus, you will never leave, and your game will grind to a halt. This is where, okay, and your game will grind. But if you're too abrupt, then your Taurus will just say no. But you have to bounce, okay? And immediately begin the habit of them trusting and following your suggestions, all right? So, you guys are giggling a little about how clumsy Taurus can be, and then you say, the shopkeeper or the artisan or whatever it is that you guys are looking at, tell them that whoever it is, they're looking at you guys kind of in a funny way, and you should probably leave. No big deal. Make it organic, make it like what's really happening. But as you're saying this, you also have to take control physically. You kind of put your arm around them and turn them, and just as you get them walking a little bit, that's when you say, they're looking at us funny, we should get out of here, we should hit the boogie. Now, it's all going to happen quickly, so be ready. You physically start leaving together with your arm around them and guiding them, and you quickly say, you got to kind of all do this at the same time. Let's go check out the stall just down a bit. I think that guy won an award recently, and I think it might be pretty cool. I want to see his new stuff. And you say this while walking. You say this while moving. And that's your waking hypnosis tip for the day, guys. Suggestions to a Taurus have to be planted while moving physically. You guys got it? All right, next. But be careful, because for other signs, that's how you shake loose suggestions. Just saying anyways. Now, okay, back to the story. Whether you realize it or not, you guys are now on a date. So be cool, take your time, but do not be subtle. Taurus is a little clueless, at times, and Taurus doesn't do subtle. It's also weak game, so it's off limits. Confidence and kindness mixed with a dark edge are your friends in this game. So be cool, a little dark, but most of all, be kind. Now, you get to the shop or stall where you're talking about, that you were talking about, and it really is cool, Give your Taurus time to absorb everything they're looking at. Give them things to touch, give them things to hold, and maybe even play with. Now, don't go on forever with the clumsy jokes, right? It's going to show lack of creativity. But keep teasing each other, and definitely keep having fun. You got to show a little bit of passion, Okay, you got to show a little bit of passion. I'll just interject here before I forget, because I don't think I wrote it down. But like, Taurus's opposite sign is Scorpio. Scorpio is a mental case of, super over the top, passionate mental case, and Taurus wants a little bit of that passion in their life. But they're not over the top mental cases. They're steady and they're quite rational people a little bit. Often. Not all the time, but often. Whereas Scorpio, on the other side, is looking for the kindness and gentleness and the beauty and stability, the emotional stability of Taurus. Scorpio doesn't have it, they're looking for it in Taurus. And just like Taurus has got it, and they're looking for the cuckoo bananas outside. But they don't want mental cuckoo bananas, they just want to see it. Anyways, just interjecting. And anyways, don't be too mental. Don't be follow that too much. You're going to be in the friend zone. You'll be Taurus's crazy friend. All right, here we go. Okay, don't go on forever with the clumsy jokes, but keep teasing each other and having fun. All right, here. If you like, you can use off-color or dark humor. But Taurus won't see it as dark or rebellious or even confident like some of the other signs will. So, forget about impressing them with how much of a badass you are because you can put other people down. It's totally not the point. Taurus is honest, and they'll take your joke or your comment at face value. To Taurus, a joke is a joke, just a joke. It's like an ass is just an ass, So be careful. Keep your jokes funny and leave your prejudices deep in the closet with your other skeletons. Okay, next. You guys are having fun. You've asked their opinion on some of the crafts, and you're enjoying each other's company, and it's time to escalate. So, you ask who they're here with, where are your friends, And now, Taurus is more than able to go it alone, okay? But usually they'll have their posse close by, so don't ignore it. Show genuine concern and ask, hey, where are your friends? We've been hanging for a bit. What's going on? Now, his or her, their friends aren't just friends in the casual fashion of the word. To a Taurus, her friends are her stuff. So she's going to want to make sure her stuff is okay and well taken care of before she does anything with you. Like leave with you. And keep this in mind, okay, before you get too pushy. Anyways, they'll probably say their friends were in a rush to go see something. So she let them go to another part of the flea market or the place you're at. Well, she hung out here and was looking at the crafts. Now, she's waiting here for her friends. This means you're stuck in a holding pattern, which is a bad thing. Remember? We didn't want to stay in the store. We don't want to keep Taurus fixed, But she's also going to get bored, which would be a good thing. For almost any other sign. But actually, your Taurus isn't going to mind. So you're going to have to get creative. Now, you can do one of two things. You can bounce from shop to shop like you have ADD, or you can go find her friends. And it's a big decision. You have to win her friends over, but it's too early. So you now suggest a visit to the used bookstore. Alright, or the used bookseller. Okay, you see, you're now demonstrating that you're patient and willing to wait with her, which she'll totally appreciate. But you'll also want to do your own thing, which she'll totally respect. But before you jump ahead, this should be obvious. Ask what she wants to do. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, and also ask what time she's expecting her friends to return. This will give you a timeline to work with. She'll probably say she'd like to go and visit more stalls with you, So, your game is definitely on. Grab her hand and off you go. It's totally adventure time. And make sure that both of you having some fun. Okay, next. As the time approaches for her friends arrive, you guys are having fun, drop the hint that you're getting hungry. Now I know everybody says, Taurus, no, that's not what I'm trying to get here. You guys need a place to hang with her friends, this preemptive strike. So, anyways, drop the hint that you're getting hungry and you want to stop for a snack. Just a muffin or a scone. Nothing big, but plant the seed. If you timed everything correctly, then just as the two of you begin to head to the cafe, you will bump into her friends. And they're going to be all excited and peaking emotionally, and they'll be carrying bags and they'll be happy and chatty, you know? So, obviously, you introduce yourself and don't be shy. Confidence and kindness are your play, you know? Keep that in mind. And so now, tell them they look like they could use some coffee or a snack, and that you all should go to the cafe. And believe it or not, everyone will appreciate you taking the lead. So, you go to the cafe and you blah blah for a bit, but make sure you're constantly talking to her friends, you know? These are her possessions. Remember, they're her possessions, so you better treat them nice. Anyways, you're a player, right? So winning them over shouldn't be too tough. Okay, if you can, sit beside your Taurus, and every once in a while touch them reassuringly. This is kind of key here. And it's how some of the signs communicate. So you better get used to it. Now, none of this is any big deal. You went to the artsy flea market, you met someone cute, you hung out for a couple of hours, you met their friends, you manned up and took the lead, and everyone is now ready to leave. What next? You know, is this the end of the game? Is this the end of your adventure? Well, yes and no. You know, Taurus is slow game, so they aren't just going to take off and run around the world with you anyways. So you can like seriously calm that action. But everyone is getting up and it's time to leave. You know, what do you do? Okay, first, obviously, you offer to drive them wherever they want to go, right? And they'll probably say no because they have their own vehicle. But, you know, that's probably a good thing. Everything's, you know, you're trying to get a Taurus. Everything has got to be organic. It's going to have to happen naturally. And so, okay, so, but you are in control. They'll probably say no, and they'll have their own vehicle. That's a good thing. Next, as your friends are leaving, let them leave first. Grab your Taurus by the sweater or hand or whatever, and pull them back into an embrace. Then, look them in the eyes and give them a kiss. You know? Kiss first, then speak. Got it? Don't screw it up. Kiss first, then speak. And say, I had a great time. Can I call you? You know, it's that simple. And yes, you have to be that direct. But keep it all fun, of course. Keep it light, no pressure, and don't be pushy. Now, Taurus, you know, for a lack of better words, they're simple, they're honest people, they're pure. And this is all you really have to do. You don't have to get them jealous. I mean, you can if you really have to, but probably if you've gone through all of this and you spent the afternoon with them, you don't have to get them jealous. And you don't have to super impress them. You know, Taurus is extremely smart. You know, they're sensual. You spend time with them, they'll get to know you awfully quickly. And so you don't have to super impress them. You just have to be everything organic, you know, everything nice and flow, and you just have to be there for them, which is the whole point of the story here. You have to be kind. You have to be strong. You have to lead, and above all, you have to demonstrate that you're someone that Taurus wants to possess. They want to own you, and it's not really that difficult. And if you played your cards correctly to accomplish all of this, then in your arms, your Taurus is going to smile and invite you to a party that she's throwing later that night. And that, my friends, is how you seduce a Taurus. It's how you get a Taurus. It's not that difficult, but it requires confidence, patience, a lot of strength, and a plan. And that's the action, you know? If you need a little confidence to pull all of this off, then take a moment and listen to one of the hypnosis meditations on the channel here on the sunny side. And a link is going to pop up shortly. And if you like the video, please share it on Facebook with your friends, or on, or maybe a YouTube playlist. Maybe thumbs up, like the video, or even subscribe to the channel. Every little bit helps support the sunny side. And with that, from thesunnyside.net, I'm Sunny, wishing everyone the absolute best of a beautiful week. I really hope you get your Taurus. Taurus is awesome. And I'll see you soon.